Excuse me for the way I jumped up. But hey everyone, my name is Jatan with All Things Jatan. Bear with me because I am dealing with allergies and sinus issues. It's not COVID. Your girl went and had her lab work done yesterday and it came back that she was negative. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. So the last time I came here, and this is just like a little ramble, but the last time I was in Georgia, I didn't have any issues with allergies. And normally I don't typically have allergy issues in the wintertime. So I thought I was out the clear. I thought I was relocating and I was going to be good. But no, like when I tell you I had real bad pressure in my face, in my head, my excuse my nails too, by the way, I still haven't gone to get them done. My face was so sore, like on this side, like as if somebody had kicked me in my face. And like I said, yesterday I went and got my COVID test done. That was as soon as I was able to get my appointment. And they called me, well, I did a rapid test where I went to a Walgreens drive-through, and I think it took them like less than 2 hours to get my results back. But the reason we are here today is because I put a poll up, I think it was last week, that said ask me some questions. We haven't had a chit chat in a while. I see you guys giving me a lot more engagement. I love you guys for that. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to take the time, since you guys did ask me some questions, to go ahead and get them questions answered for you. And listen, through sickness and health, your girl's gonna be pushing out videos twice a week. Sundays and Wednesdays, as of right now, is my upload schedule. So I'm gonna hurry up and give you all the turnaround time. It's gonna go up today, and that's on actuals and actuals. So I didn't get really much questions in the poll, but people always leave me questions in my comments or they'll DM me, so I want to make sure that I address those too. So just to get this out of the way, because it goes hand in hand, two people, well, one person said, hey, no question, but you look very happy, you're glowing. And that really means a lot. Like, it means that you guys are paying attention. And then the other person asked, was I happy? And these are two people, I wouldn't say, well, these are two people that have been a part of my process. Like, they had previewed or knew that I was going to be transitioning and making a major move. I really don't know if the other person, and I don't like to tell who asked me the questions or whatever. But with that being said, I am going to just say, I am happy. I'm so happy that I didn't let other people's how do I want to say this? I am happy because for once I was firm in what I wanted to do. A lot of times I sit up there and do what I feel like other people are telling me what's best for me. For those of you that don't know or may know, I have been manifesting relocating since 2003. In my mind, I actually wanted to go to Arizona or Texas, somewhere over there. However, this is where God led me. And you just never know, like, when he's going to answer your prayers, how he's going to put things into fruition for you. So that was just a blessing to know that this is where he landed me. And the reason behind that, just to give you guys a little hindsight, my mom is literally 4 hours away. My mom and dad both grew up in Mobile, Alabama, and Alabama was out of the question for me. Like, when I tell you I love my family, because I still have a ton of aunts, uncles, cousins that live there, but Alabama is just a little bit too slow for your girl. And when I say too slow, your girl is a homebody. And that's going to be another question that I answer as well. But your girl's a homebody. But I also think that Alabama became like a second home for me, because every summer as a child, that's where we would go. Or a couple times a year we would go and visit there. And we did absolutely nothing. So for me, I couldn't envision like going somewhere. And it worked out because the company that I work for, we have a ton of locations down here. It's just fortunate enough that we're able to work from home. So that I'm so grateful, because all the cards were lined up perfectly for this move to happen. I was in a position to save a lot of money during the pandemic. I was in a position to get my credit right so that I was able to get the best deal for my house. And I'm closer to a lot of family. And it works out because I was traveling back and forth here anyway. And just to be clear, I'm not in Atlanta. I think that people outside of the country, because when we went to Jamaica, people didn't know where Delaware was, so we would say we were in Philly because we got tired of saying that. But I'm outside of about 30 minutes from Atlanta, so that's where I'm located at. It's not in Atlanta. Georgia's the state, Atlanta's one of the cities, so I'm not actually in Atlanta. Another question that somebody asked me was how I was able to relocate. So like I said before, fortunately enough, we are able to work from home. Once I got the okay from who I needed to get the okay from, I was able, first of all, what they said was, you're able to work from home now. And once I heard that, you already knew that. I was like, okay, well, first of all, she needs to find a home. I do have an aunt that lives here, and I have a really good friend, Zavisha, that lives here. However, I'm the type of person, even on vacation, she will tell you, my aunt will tell you, every time that I've traveled here, I have stayed in a hotel. And not because they didn't want me to stay there, not because they're that type of people or anything like that, but that's just how your girl rolls. I'm not going somewhere if I'm not prepared to be there. And I just look at it as like, if I'm going somewhere, I'm like on a vacation. I want to wake up when I want to wake up. I don't want to be an inconvenience to anybody. And this is not what, again, like my aunt or my friend would think, but this is just how I operate or whatever. So once I heard I would need to find a house, I started saying to myself, okay, Atlanta has beautiful apartments. This place is not too far from if I had to go into the office from where I would have to report to. But the thing is, what I would have been paying in rent was way more than what my mortgage was when I was in Delaware. And with that being said, I was just like, okay, so you mean to tell me it's 4 of us. It's me and my 3 girls. So I'm going to be paying more to live here and be getting less. So for me, because I knew where my credit was, the only option I saw was to get a house. And the realtor I had was great. You know, she was definitely trying to put a bug in my ear saying that, you know, the traffic here is bad, you know, but it was more convenient for me. So what I was seeing at first basically was like a lot of gated community townhouses, which for me, I'm coming from a townhouse. And I'm not saying you gotta always elevate and update and upgrade, because sometimes you gotta take a step back to take a step forward. But for me, I knew what I wanted. And I knew I wanted a single family home. And I knew I wanted a garage. I knew I wanted his and her sink, even though it's just her. So I knew all these things to begin with. And for me, it was just the single family route for me. And without me having too many resources here, I knew I wanted either a new construction or a home that had been built within the last couple of years, because who gonna be coming to fix stuff? Who gonna be coming to do stuff? Who gonna be, that's just how my mind went. So from there, I started saving more money, and working towards coming down here. Luckily, I was able to get rid of a lot of things that I did not have to bring with me. And I feel like that's important, because when you're making a big adjustment like that, sometimes you want to cleanse yourself of all the energy that was housed in, like the house that I had before I got here. I lived there for 8 years. It was a ton of arguing. It was a ton of just like that energy that I just did not want to bring into my new space. So for that reason, I was okay with letting a lot of stuff go and starting from the bottom now here. So hold on, y'all, because if I do too much time, it's going to take forever to upload. So hold on, y'all. Okay, so what was another question? Oh, I did get my radon test back, and someone asked like what was the point of like having a radon, how much did it cost, and would I recommend it? Absolutely. My aunt is actually, she used my realtor that I had in Delaware, and she's actually going through the process of buying a house. And I hate telling people stories, so aunt, please forgive me. I ain't gonna say your name or nothing like that. But basically, the house that she's getting is gonna be a ranch style house, but she has a basement underneath, and they already put the pipes in her home, so that when she gets her inspection, if it is found to have radon, all she'll need to do is have the attached motor that will have the fan constantly going to bring those levels down. Your girl. So, okay, so what I don't think I said last time was the fact that I had to take a sample. So once it was installed in my house, I had to wait a week from the day that they put the radon mitigation machine in my house. I had to wait a week, and then I had to put it on the top of my refrigerator, or somewhere elevated. I forget what the point of that was, but I had to leave it. It was like a little plastic tube or whatever, and I had to unscrew it and leave it open for 48 hours. So I did it on a Monday. I closed it back up on a Wednesday, and I mailed it off that Wednesday. I priority mailed it, but however, because it was Martin Luther King Day, I knew they weren't going to get it until that following Tuesday. So I got an email telling me that, because when it went through inspection, my levels were a 0.6. And I'll give you guys like a little background or whatever. My levels were a 0.6. And by the time they tested it again, it has to be a 0.4. Mine was a 0.3. So the mitigation machine did exactly what it was supposed to do. And like I said before, it's something that will be here for the length of the time of the house. So if I were to sell my house, somebody will also have that. So the reason for the mitigation machine is anytime you break ground, there's like, so when you break ground, you dig the ground or whatever, that's what I'm referring to. There's odorless chemicals that you can't see, and it's called radon, and radon has been linked to cancer. So a lot of places won't tell you because it doesn't make them a difference either way. But like I said in my last video, I had to ask that it be a part of my home inspection. So that, good thing I did, because there's no telling if the levels were going up, what it could have been. So even though 0.6 was not highly bad, it still failed. 0.20 is like when you're going to be a high alert or whatever. But like I said, it's a new home. So I didn't have months of sitting in this house to sit up there and say, oh, well, you know, it failed that day, but it's been going down since. No. And like, that's something that will constantly be under watch and under evaluation with me now having a system in place. So I just wanted to fill you guys in. A lot of the girls are in the process of buying houses, and I'm so thankful that this is your season as well. I'm loving it. I seen someone that we follow each other on Instagram. She just bought a house for her son. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to have a ready-made family to do these things. I promise you. Like I said before, this is something that I wanted to have with my next partner, my next husband or whatever, and that's just not the way the cookie crumbles. However, them cookies still was getting ate. We still was going to be doing what we needed to do, and this is something that I can feel proud that my kids see how hard I work and the way I grind to give them the life and yeah, like basically the life that they need or whatever. So what I would say is, someone asked me, do you need a realtor with a new construction? And from what I understand, you don't, because usually like new constructions, they have like a sales team and like a whole community on their own that will put things together for you. However, and talking to the actuals and factuals, because that's just what she does, there are perks of having a realtor as well. Sometimes realtors are able to negotiate deals that you as a consumer may not even know you're entitled to, or that you can do. Like one of the things my brother helped me understand was, if I didn't like the carpet here, just tell them don't add it in, because it costs them money to order it. So if you plan on changing it anyway, these are things that you can kind of go to the table with and say up front. However, there are certain houses that once they already start, there may already be a contract in place. These are things that I didn't know. So if you had a realtor or someone that had your best interest in mind, are things that you can sit up there and ask or whatever. But I don't feel like I really feel like I got everything that I wanted and more. And when people ask me, do I like it here? Because that was another question that was asked to me. I love it. I love the peace of mind. I love coming home. Right now my grass, I haven't gotten to the part to where I need to cut grass and everything because it's still sod out there. However, I just feel at peace. And that's with the exception of the allergies and the sinus and everything, I honestly, truly feel at peace. And I just felt like I'm where I need to be to level up for my next season. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video here. If you have any further questions, make sure you go ahead and leave them down below. I realized that I didn't answer how much the mitigation machine costs. So the radon mitigation, the company already told me, hey, we are not the cheapest, but we are the best. You can look at the reviews, and I'll even link their information in the description box down below. Sometimes you can't be cutting corners, and luckily enough, I didn't have to pay the whole entire thing myself, but I believe it was like $2,400. But I did have to come up with about $1,400, and that's actual and factual. So it still was like a pretty pinch, but it's for the protection of my kids. Like when it comes to our health and everything like that, you just cannot cut corners. You see what pandemic is doing. The pandemic is doing here. So I wanted to make sure I addressed that. But if you are not already subscribed, more videos to come. I'm actually finishing up a grocery haul. Today is going to be my first day, y'all, going to Sam's Club. So I'm going to show you guys that. And the word for 2021 for me is delegation. Being a single mom, you don't always have the time and the resources to do everything. You get frustrated, you get tired, you get worn out, you get all of that. So if I can delegate people to do other things that I want to give my time back to be with my kids, or just to have a little bit of me time, delegation is the word for my 2021. So with that being said, I was able to order my groceries online. They sent me a text message saying, hey sis, you can come pick up your time, let us know when you're on your way, and we're gonna fill up that card. But guess what, because it's my first time shopping at Sam's Club, I think I'm gonna even go inside to show you girls what they got, because in Delaware the nearest Sam's Club to me was in Dover, and I was not close. But for all the things that I ordered online, I actually liked it better than, I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna end that here. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. It is also All Things Your Time, but instead it's all together. Thank you for watching. I love you guys.